Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to talk about how Jesus will break you right before he uses you. And this is something that I'm sure so many of us as Christians, we've experienced and seen, but I know it's very difficult when we are broken and when we're being broken to understand that it's all for a reason, that we're going through these difficulties for a greater cause because God's trying to shape us and form us into the person that he created us to be, and oftentimes preparing us for something way bigger that we may not be able to see right now. And I know for me, I'm just going to give a little context of kind of how I saw that in my life, because I remember when I was in my senior year, when I was really struggling, I was going through a lot of dark stuff. I was in that depression, that anxiety, and just really suffering in a lot of ways. I didn't exactly know why I was going through those difficulties, but now that I look back, I'm like, I needed to go through those things. Like, I see God's hand in it all. And sometimes you can realize it while you're in it. Sometimes it takes getting out of it and being years out of it to truly understand it and fathom it. But I think something that's important is that we just understand and trust that whenever we're going through a difficulty, that it's for a reason. And that God has a greater plan than we can even know and understand. And it takes understanding that and trusting that. Because if you look at any prayer, because oftentimes the difficulties that we face are the answered prayers. You know what I mean? Because I remember, and I can look back now and evaluate it. Like when I was in my junior year, I remember praying and being like, Lord, and this is where I didn't even really know God that. Like at this time I wasn't saved, and I just grew up in the faith, like I said, and I'd pray every now and then. And I remember just praying to God, like the classic prayer, like, I want to be successful, like I want to be able to have a family and all this stuff. And I feel like I wasn't even taking that prayer that serious, but I just said it. Like I was like, I just want to be successful, whatever. And I remember being like, whatever I need to go through to become that person, let it be done. You know what I mean? Like something of that nature. And he answered. He definitely answered the prayer, because I remember after that, a few months after, I started going through so much suffering, so much pain, and everything felt like it was falling apart in my life. But if you really evaluate any good thing, and I've talked about this in the free community a bunch, but any struggle or pain or difficulty that we face or go through is an answered prayer. Is an answered prayer in the way of, if you look at any good thing, any good character trait or good thing in life, whether it be a successful business, a successful family, wisdom, patience, kindness, strength, all of these different things, you have to go through certain things in order to become that. You know what I mean? No one's just born out the womb and is just born with these things. They're not born successful. They're not born super intelligent. These are all things that you need to build and grow. And it takes going through painful experiences to build these character traits. So understand that these things are only going to make you stronger. They're only going to make you better, but only if you use them as an opportunity to grow, to become better, to grow closer to God, to continue to persevere. So I think that's so important. And I oftentimes always notice in so many people's lives, and also within my life, that God will make everything fall apart almost as like a test to see if you still have faith in him and still would trust him before he gives you that thing that you've been praying for so long. And I remember for me, it was my freshman year of college when I remember I fully gave my life to Jesus at this point. I quit drinking. I promised God right before I went to college, I'm never gonna have a sip of alcohol again. And now it's been over 2.5 years, but I promised him right before college, that's it. I'm done drinking. I'm only gonna eat whole foods. I changed every aspect of my life for the Lord, and I knew the purpose and plan that he was calling me to, and that was to start posting on social media, to start pursue that dream and that vision. And I went all in with it. I went to school into a state I didn't know anyone. I isolated from the world. I ate every meal alone. I cooked all of my meals. I trained every day. I posted every day, and nothing was succeeding. I was dedicating my full life to the Lord, and it felt like everything was getting harder. I wasn't finding any friends. People were making fun of me. Everything was going wrong. You know what I mean? I didn't make the soccer team that I wanted to make and play on, or I ended up getting on the spring team, but then got cut. And that was a whole process in itself. My knee was getting worse and worse and worse. It felt like everything was getting worse after I gave my life to Christ. But because I had him and I'd experienced him in such a deep way before that, I knew that it was all going to work out. And I had so much trust and peace. But I remember I went that whole year, right? And I ended up getting cut from the team at the end of the year. My social media didn't grow at all. I'd posted multiple times every day for a year and had no success. No success at all. Everything was failing. Didn't meet any friends. My knee was honestly worse than it was before. Everything was horrible and off. And I remember literally a month after that, after I got cut and the season ended or whatever, I remember being like, Lord, I remember laughing, because I was like, all right, like this is, I know it's gonna work out. I don't know when, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I know it's gonna work out. And I remember sitting in my car just having so much peace about it. And then a month later, the social media started to take off. Like I had a few videos kind of hit, and then I kept pushing that. I started posting more, I started going even harder. And then I dropped out of college and took that risk, which is like a whole nother story in itself that I may be able to share with you guys soon. But it was just like crazy how he basically, I hit my lowest in the sense of like worldliness of the way of my dreams kind of got completely shut off. And like in a worldly view, like I shouldn't have had any peace in that time. And it felt like everything fell apart. Everything I was working towards just failed. But right as that happened, a month or two later, everything started to work out. And it was just so cool to see that. So for any of you guys where you're going through difficulty right now, you have a lot of big dreams and plans that he's instilled within your heart and in your mind. You are going to achieve those, but just keep going, keep pushing through, and just focus on input. Focus on the things that you can control. Just do your best every single day to honor and glorify God in all the things that you do, and just trust that he will provide the rest through the difficulties, through the storm. And understand that if you feel like everything's falling apart right now, understand that the pain that you're feeling can't compare to the joy that's coming, meaning there is a breakthrough that's about to happen. There is something that is so amazing that is coming. And you just have to keep going, keep trusting in the Lord that will happen. And I promise you, it may not be a month from now, it may not be 2 months from now, maybe a year or 3 years from now, but that time is coming. There's a light at the end of that darkness, and there's something so amazing beyond anything you can imagine, and it's greater than what you have envisioned and planned for your life. And just keep trusting in him that he will get you out of it. So God bless you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know more video ideas down below. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to support the movement, join the free community. I'll put in the link in bio. We have about 3 live calls a week, 2 Bible studies, and a health and wellness call every single week. So I hope to see you guys in there, completely free. We have the clothing launch coming up in like December, January. And if you want to download the Upspace to support that mission and that movement and to transform your health, appreciate all of you guys. And just leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let's save our generation together. And always remember, Jesus got you.